In the description below this video, just below my Amazon links, I've included timestamps. So, if you want to skip ahead in this video, or you just want to revisit a chapter, using those timestamps is the easiest way to do it. They made two different versions of the pull starter for the TB110 mower. This version here is what I call the newer version, and I'm going to completely disassemble it and reassemble it, so hopefully you can get yours fixed and not have to order a new one. But if you do need to order a new one, you actually, at least in May of 2026, you have to buy an older version of the pull starter and a different flywheel cup. And I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link to a kit that'll allow you to do that. So hopefully you'll get yours fixed instead. Now once these 3 bolts have been removed that went here, here, and here, and allows you to take off this blower housing, the way to tell whether you have the newer version or the older version is the newer version has this type of flywheel cup where it slides up right here. This is the older version. If you notice, it goes straight up and down, so it looks a lot different. So if yours comes straight up and down like this is, then click on the card that just appeared up above and it'll take you to a video where I take apart and reassemble the older version of the pull starter. So I'm going to go inside and start taking apart this newer version. Let's get the safety stuff out of the way first. Up inside here, there's a rusty spring like this, and it'll have some oil on it. It's actually easy to cut your finger by sliding up along it like you can a piece of paper. So I suggest wearing gloves, not just for that reason, but this spring can kind of spring out at you when we go to take it apart later. And because of that, there may be broken parts inside of it, and when it springs out, something could fly up to your eyes. So make sure you wear safety glasses as well. We're going to have to remove this plastic spacer. This is an old one, so you'll understand what's happening. See this tab right here? Here, here, and here? They go up underneath there, 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 and there, meaning the one to the right is pry from over here and lift it up. Same thing on this side. Just pry a little bit and it comes up. Once 2 are out, the other 2 come right out. And that's how it comes off. We're going to take this pull starter out of the blower housing. Remember this right here has this little tab right there. Remember it went right up under here on the right side. So that's where we're going to pry from now. I'm going to pry right here and pry him out. Now the trick is, once you get him out, he'll want to snap back. So I've found I need a butter knife to go in between and holding like that. And if you have these here putty knives, you could use that. But I've found until you get 1, 2, 3 loose, it will not come out. The butter knife is held there so that as we go to work on this one here, that it doesn't snap back in, because that's what will happen if you don't watch it. So I then come here, do the same thing. Prime out, and then we have to get a butter knife. So you have to have 3 butter knives. You got to have a butter knife there. Then we'll spin her around for this so you can see it on camera. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this guy. And like I say, until you get all 3 of these, it will not come out. Then take a butter knife. Put him like that. Now once you have those 3, then you can push from the inside up like this. I've got to push this one over just a little bit. push him up. Do the same thing here. Same thing over here apparently. Yep, he's being held right there still a little bit. So we got to push up right here. That's how it comes out. We're going to have to take this rope off here, but before we do, I suggest marking where this spot is, and I just scratch it with a screwdriver. I figure paint would probably wear off. Now what we have to do is take this and pull him completely out, meaning we're going to have to go around a bunch of times to the very end till he's in line. If you notice, this is in line with this right here now, and it's pulled all the way off. Then we got to put a screwdriver or a butter knife, but something's got to be put in there that'll stop it from unwinding. Now we grab this rope right here and pull him out. Now you'll find it's easiest to just cut off this very end of the rope. But when you do that, you're going to have to take a flame and melt it so it doesn't unravel, so when we go to put it back together. Then I like to take a wet paper towel and go like this to it, and now this comes right out. Now we're going to have to take this screwdriver out, but don't let it just zzz. It broke one of mine when it did that. So I take a washcloth and just hold it here when I pull this out. And then I slowly let it wind in. In other words, I'm just pushing down on this just enough to stop it from winding in full speed. As we get near the end, it doesn't have the same power, so you can kind of let go at the very end. We'll be removing this C-clip right here. I find it easiest to slide it around till it gets up here. Not this big hole, but this little one. It allows this little screwdriver to kind of get started. Then you can pull up on this, and there's a spring right under here. He comes out. Let's get this out of the way for the moment. This guy here, depending on where he's at, when I spin him this way, I can move him up and down like this. So that's the difference. You spin him this way, it allows you to move him down. And then I just find you got to pull up on one of these, pull it away. That allows this to come off. So then we got this spring right here and this part right there. We took that rope out first so that this thing would completely unwind and won't have a bunch of energy stored in it. And if you're wondering, that's how much rope you lose when you cut it off. This in particular is a time when you might need glasses and gloves because we're going to get into that rusty spring. All you do at this point is just kind of rock this guy back and forth and he'll come off. But there's a washer that goes right here, so don't forget it. Now I want to point something out right now. If you'll notice, this spring is coiling around counterclockwise into a tighter direction, meaning when it's facing this way it goes like that, not like this. So when we go to put it in later, you know that you're going to be putting it in this direction. So I'm going to be pulling this out. This newer version of Pull Starter has a gap right here, and you should be able to just take this, pull it forward, take this and pop him up, and this whole thing comes out. The reason is they put a little hole here with a tab that holds this whole spring. One thing I want to mention though, if you look real close here, there's a little tab up here at the top that this here has to fold down in below that. So double check yours isn't broken off. The truth is, I think you'll find even if it is broke off, you don't have to buy a new pull starter, but I really don't know. I'm going to show you one of these older starters so you'll see what you have to do in case yours doesn't come apart like that, meaning that that little tab isn't holding things. Here's what's going to happen. You'll pull this forward like that. Then when you take this up, everything comes apart like that. It doesn't have a hole and a tab here. That's how they used to do it. And if your tab is broken or something, all you have to do is you put this in, and then I'm not going to do it, but then you just wind this thing all up inside here like this until it gets completely up inside there. So that's the way they used to do it. Do make sure this post, whatever you want to call it, that this spring loops around, did not get broken off on yours. One time I let my spring just go zzz real quick and it broke that post off. And unfortunately, when that post gets broken off, I know of no fix for it. The only fix I know is to buy a new starter. But in May of 2026, I was not able to find a starter that fits the newer version that takes this flywheel cup. What people have been doing on Amazon, they've been buying the older version of the starter and a brand new flywheel cup that fits the older version and getting rid of their flywheel cup. In the future, this may not be true, so you might check Amazon and check my description, because if I find out that you can get a starter that fits this flywheel cup, I'll leave it in the description of this video. Down below, I've left an Amazon affiliate link for what I call a kit. It comes with this flywheel cup and this older starter that fits this flywheel cup. I do a real short video showing how to take your old flywheel cup off and putting the new one in. In the last 20 seconds of this video, you'll see there will be a card that appears that'll take you to that real short video showing you how to do that. We're going to start the reassembly, but before I do, I want to show you right here. See, I did cut myself with this right here. Now the truth is, I'm not worried about it, but you might want to wear gloves when you go to do this. If you look real close, there's a hole right here, and then right here there's a little tab. That tab is going to end up going into this hole, and it's a lot harder to do than it first appears. So to do it, you have to hold here in the center and tighten this spring up. It's always this last inch here that I find the hardest to do. See, we're really close. Darn it, I need about a 1/4 inch. See, now I've got him hooked in right there. See how he's hooked in here? So that's how that goes. Now remember how I mentioned this has to go into here and wind in counterclockwise. So it's got to go right here. And like I say, then you got to push this over. And if you notice, it's winding counterclockwise. So that's how you get him in. You would think all you have to do is set this down inside that, and it's a lot harder to do than it looks. So I'll show you what happens if you just try to drop him right on in. If you notice, this just spins around. It doesn't grab that. Even if you spin it, push it down, I don't care what you do, it won't grab it. So what I've learned to do, I take a cotton swab, cutting there, cutting there. I put him right here, and then I'm going to grab it right here with that cotton swab and guide it on down. And I find this works about 1 in 3 times, so don't be surprised if you don't have to do it several times. You may find, because it kind of makes it tight to go inside there. Once you get it down all the way to the bottom, you have to pull this cotton swab out, and it can be kind of hard. Now when you twist like this, it should spin back. When I went to tear down and rebuild what I call the old version, but it was a brand new pool starter, I found this cotton swab trick wouldn't work, nor would even this fit in there. Even when I stripped the green off of it, even this, because the tolerance here is so good that nothing will fit in there. So I was thinking maybe the only reason that cotton swab trick worked is because it was an old starter and the plastic had gotten worn. So what you have to do instead is you have to align this right here. Take a look at that, how I got a gap right here. When you do it like this, meaning I had to bend this to actually make it fit there, then only if you feed it down right into that very spot there does it actually work, meaning you got to go right into there and then it'll lock in. So I thought I'd mention that just in case the cotton swab trick doesn't work for you. This washer here doesn't make any difference which way he goes. All he does is he holds this spring from tearing into the plastic down below. Make sure you put him in after you've done that trick with the cotton swab. Then take this, push him in, and again, it doesn't matter which way this spring goes in, like this or like this. Push him in. Now we got to assemble this. Again, this spring doesn't matter which way he goes, but he goes right here. And then this here, I don't believe it makes any difference which way it goes in, but I assemble it the way that it was, meaning the side that seems to be the dirtiest. So you just take him and you have to line up this gap right here like that, and then push him over. When it's right, you should be able to, when you go counterclockwise, it locks it. When you turn this clockwise, it allows you to do this. Then this whole assembly goes, remember this right here is going to go down on the bottom. So this goes right there. Then you got to push him down. Take your C-clip. Remember earlier I said scratch this to where you knew where the hole was? I've since just found, hey, just take a hole punch or a label and rip it off, whatever. Take a small piece and just stick it on there because I was afraid paint would wear off. So like I say, the hole happens to be right there. But what I find, if you try to feed the rope directly in there, it's a lot harder than it looks. So we're going to prepare the rope right now. I used to tell people to do it with a paper clip, just straighten out a paper clip and do what I'm going to do. But I've found since then that these cotton swabs actually work better. So you just cut him to where he's straight. Then we're going to take Scotch tape, and I found Scotch tape works way better than electrical tape for what we're going to do. So we're just going to cut a piece, I don't know, roughly that long. Then I like to cut them the long way, meaning like this, so that you got kind of a thin piece. I put him on here right there on the rope. Then I take this and I put him here. And like I say, I used to do this with a straight paper clip. But you put him on there and just fold this around it like that there. That way, when we go to put this in later, you'll understand what I did. I just put this here so that it can feed up to right there. Once it feeds up to there, just take a pair of pliers and pull your rope on through. We're going to have to take this and wind it counterclockwise, roughly 8 times if I remember right. So we're going to do it by, we got a 1, 2, 3. Now it gets harder as you're going. 4, 5. Like I say, it's getting pretty tight now. 6, 7, 8. Now what'll happen, if I try to go to a 9th time, I can feel it stop about there. So I have to line this up with this hole right here. So we have to line it right about there. And then take a screwdriver or a butter knife, but something to prevent this from backing up too much. See, that backs up too much. So usually I find you have to go beyond that point. Put whatever you're going to put in there to stop it. And that seems about right there. Whatever you do, don't pull this out. That's how I broke my other one, is I let it just go zzz, and that's what ruined it. So now this comes through there. Once you do that, take that. You only need to tie one single knot here. You don't need to double knot it. Just one good knot like that. See that knot? Pull this back through. Now what we're going to have to do, when I pull this out, I have to hold this to stop it from going in. Pull him out, and then I let it slowly go in by holding the rope. This rope does align with this little oil spout area, but it goes up underneath like this. If you notice, this right here aligns with this, and there's 4 of those. So we've got to twist it a little bit like this and get it started by pressing it in. And if you notice, there you go. Same with this one and that one. So that's how he snaps in. Then you have this spacer right here. Doesn't matter about these holes. This spacer can go any way like this. But remember this here, meaning this little part that sticks out right here, he goes up underneath the one to the right. So he goes on like that, goes on like that there, and the same with this right here. And if you'll notice, it pulls counterclockwise. All my Amazon affiliate links are in the description below. I normally pick Amazon First Choice items. They're fulfilled by Amazon, so you usually get fast shipping and easy returns if needed. If you want to see how to take this off of your mower, click the card on the bottom left. If you want to see how to take this apart and reassemble it, which is the older version of the pull starter, click the card on the bottom right. If you want to see a playlist of all the videos I did on this mower, click the card on the top. This is Ron from Fixing Stuff in Black and White, signing off.